So Bill, I had a really great time drawing a lot of the art for your poetry and some of the poems that we have on the website, but in going through the poems, I noticed that a lot of them were kind of dark, and some of them had odd stories. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
You know, every man has the ghosts of his past. I try to remember them, one, because some of them were my friends. Some of them were really actually dear to me. I didn't realize it at the time because I wasn't really capable of feeling much in those years. But when I was a young man, I was a desperately wicked man, and not just in my hidden thoughts, but in my outward actions. So I tended to gravitate to thieves and robbers and anybody who was up to no good. And so a lot of these guys, when I look back on my life, were Bill Moore, with this one exception, which is part 2, The Conquered by Grace. They were Bill Moore in the sense that they did everything I did and everything I wanted to do in the same wicked manner, only they lived and died that way. And for some reason, God was merciful to me and extricated me from those things and changed my life completely. Today I'm going to attend a visitation for a guy who was a dear friend of mine for a long period of my life. When we were boys, we spent 3 years together living sort of all around town except not at home from the years 14 through 16, but we never were apart for 24 hours in 3 years. And now 55 years later or so, he's about to be buried, and he really had no interest in spiritual matters his whole life. And for some reason I did. So it's by grace that I do. So these people are important to me just like you have your ghosts. My ghosts just tended to commit suicide or do dastardly things to other people to harm them. But they're still my ghosts. And you have your own. If you were to write it, I would be interested in who your ghost was.
Absolutely.